So now we're getting packed up, getting ready to head out. We've got a short hike out, and then we'll kind of figure out what we're doing from there. Achoo! Anthony's consistent, if anything. The joys of being a filmmaker on a backpacking trip. Hello, and welcome to my channel, Everyday Backpacker. I'm Calvin, and I'm joining you tonight from my study slash gear room slash living room slash kitchen. It's a small apartment. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about a tale of a backpacking trip. You're probably wondering why I'm coming to you from indoors for a backpacking trip. Well, this story I'm about to tell you is about 3 backpackers, their dog, and the often unforgivable Montana weather. This story comes from the crazy mountains, and it's being told this way because, well, as you'll soon find out, I spent more of this trip trying to survive than I did filming it. Our story starts in the crazy mountains of Montana in October, when weather can be very unforgiving. We join our intrepid explorers as they arrive at the trailhead, already dealing with an unfortunate circumstance. All right, well, looks like this might be the last trip of the season. We're up in the crazies, getting ready to head up to Cottonwood Lake if we can make it. And as you can see, it's a little it's a little snowy and wintry, and Mr. Sneeze is back.
Allergy season.
Yeah, even in the snow, that allergies is getting you hard.
I got some extra Claritin in my bag if you need it.
I also got Ryan with us and Brooke, and unfortunately, the trip is not off to a great start. Flat tire. So we're gonna test our tire changing strategy. See how far we can make it up. There's a lot of snow up here. It's snowing right now. This will definitely be some type 2 fun. But we got the ability to make fire and some pretty good whiskey to go with us, so I think we'll be okay. All right, so that's officially my first ever flat tire on a backpacking trip. We're off. New tires on. Hopefully it'll still be full when we get back. See how far back we can make it. This is definitely a Montana fall day. Windy, snowy, cold. Really? We made it like 10 feet in and you're already taking your pack off?
Dude, there's snow. I want to go home.
It tastes so much better now. I think changing the tire earned me a couple extra shots.
Right? That will be our mantra. There's whiskey waiting.
Yeah.
You did put that whiskey in your pack, right? Holy wow.
No matter what he did, seasoned or whatever, it just
nasty.
He could not. He just almost like throw it away. So bad.
Loser.
You wish. I'm styling in these woods.
Yeah, you look like a Unabomber again. I think there's gonna be a little snow. I have people in my park at night, and then next morning I was in the office or the camp store getting coffee.
Yeah, get them.
Well, we've heard 2 trees fall.
and we're having an internal debate as to whether the trees are being blown down by the wind or being pushed over by a Sasquatch. What do you think? Do 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 do. There a little bit ago too. They're leaving me behind again.
Now at this point in the story, the video stops for safety reasons. But our intrepid explorers continued about another 800 feet up into the mountains. They were met by those fierce winds continuously. Off in the distance, they could see small whirlwind tornadoes of snow that was being blown off of the mountain. But we continued on, confident in our abilities, well prepared for the weather being cold, and the wind hadn't gotten so bad quite yet. We eventually found a campsite, and there we set up our tents, confident that we would continue to fight out the weather as long as it didn't change. We would soon regret that decision. Shortly after setting up the tents, the wind began to pick up dramatically. After we got down, we found out that there were unconfirmed reports of gusts over 80 miles an hour. The point when we decided to turn around and head back down came when a tent that was fully loaded with gear and staked into the ground and guyed out properly blew out of the ground and toppled across the campsite. We quickly and hastily gathered our gear and made the decision that we needed to head down. I used my patented magazine test. Magazine test that I have is, simply put, if the situation you're in and everything involved with it makes you think that you have already read this magazine article in an outdoor magazine, you probably should turn around. Flat tire, bear track sightings, heavy snow, wind, snow tornadoes, gear flying across the campsite. Yes, my friends, I have read this magazine article. So we hastily packed our stuff up and we headed back down. It was heart-wrenching to leave that beautiful spot because it really was quite beautiful. But we knew we would be fighting for survival if we stayed. And so we headed down. And eventually we were able to make it into an area where the wind had subsided and we could calm down, knowing that we were probably going to be setting up our camp at twilight. And then we joined in with the video again.
Well, quick update while we're still moving. we are still moving. We made it all the way up to where we were gonna camp, and we set up our tents, and the wind just became absolutely crazy. We were well prepared for just about everything except that wind, and it actually blew one of our tents completely out of the ground. So we're gonna retreat down while we can, while the sunlight is still out, and reconnoiter if we can find a place. We can find a place below the wind. God, you suck.
In the background.
And that'll be in the outtakes.
Be in the blooper session right there.
Cold hands. Morning coffee. First I do the coffee, then I do the things. There's just something about the morning after a rough day on the trail, everything we went through, and all the hardships. Slept great, slept nice and toasty warm. First time I ever didn't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. Consider that a win. And yeah, honestly, I think it's important for us to have a trip like this every once in a while that just kind of goes wrong, kind of keep us humble, focus on why it's important to know our skills, and just be able to laugh through all of the bull crap. And, you know, have an opportunity to give our fellow hikers crap in the morning. But a little bit of flurries, beautiful view for food, hot water, all as well, hot coffee. This tree here was not down when we came up, but it is down now. Kind of gives you an idea how windy it was.
That would probably hurt too.
Yeah, I would not have felt good. Oop. What are you thinking there, Anthony?
Dude, like how much fun that would have been to come down in. It's like sucked into the clouds. It must have been windy as all hell last night, but
I think it looks pretty nice up there. We might need to go back up.
nah. Well, if I do, I'll try to find your stuff.
You'll find half my clothes that I blown into the top of the trees. I think I'll save that for next year.
And so we headed back to the trailhead, drove into the closest town we could, got our tire repaired, and decided to head back to Billings. We stopped and got a pizza on the way. We ate the pizza on our porch, and we called it a trip. We were able to sleep in our warm beds, enjoy some hot cider, and we had a fun story to tell for around the campfire later. And that concludes our story of the three backpackers and the crazy mountain winds. Thank you for joining, and I hope you'll come back to my channel soon. Enjoy.